Welcome to the Lancaster City Council meeting. Can we have the roll call, please?
Council Member, Agency Director, Authority Member Molly.
Present.
Mann.
I'm present.
Underwood Jacobs.
Present.
Vice Mayor, Vice Chairman Christ.
Present.
Mayor Chairman Paris.
Here.
We have a quorum.
And tonight we're having the Vice Mayor.
Hey.
What?
Deputy.
I'm getting there. Oh, Vice Mayor. Oh. I'm sorry, Marvin. That we were going to surprise you.
I'm not that skinny.
I ruined the surprise. Deputy Mayor, Pastor Darrell Doris.
Amen. Father, you said in your word, in all thy ways acknowledge you, and you would direct our path. So we pray for that tonight, God. Continue to direct our mayor and our city council. We pray right now, God, for direction in every area that we go in tonight. Give us wisdom. Give us knowledge. Allow us, God, to lead this great city. We thank you for your covering. We thank you for your protection. We ask for more, God, a great year this year in 2019. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Thank you.
Sure. Please remain standing. Place your hand over your heart and repeat with me. I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you.
So we have a recognition for Dale DeBry. And do you want to do that?
Please.
Okay.
Be honored.
Good.
First of all, I want to let everybody be aware it's an honor for me to introduce this individual that I'm going to ask to come up. Normally, the tables are turned, and usually she's doing introductions of either myself or Raj, other members of the City Council. So with that, I'd like to ask Dale DeBry to come up. And I'm going to read, there's some notes here. I probably really don't need the notes because I can speak pretty freely about Dale's accomplishments, the things that she does for the community. But first of all, I want to start off by just doing the introduction. Dale has been the manager of the local cemetery here in Lancaster for at least the last 10 years that I'm aware of. And some very distinctive things have occurred since she's taken over that position. One of the things that I know of for the fact, she's become one of the renowned historians here in the Valley about veterans. And if anybody knows about anybody in regards to being a vet, Dale can give you the history, and it's irregardless of whether we're speaking clear back to the Civil War, or we're talking about World War I or World War II, Vietnam, the Korean War. I mean, we can just go on and on and on and on. So I want to let you know that her expertise goes far beyond just taking care of that cemetery day in and day out. Recently, Dale was awarded the Manager of the Year for the 61st Annual Conference of the California Association of Public Cemeteries. So, Dale. So that's really like being the who's who and really the top in her field. So when you get that type of honor, that goes far beyond, and that's when you're talking about, we're talking about all of California. So let me tell you a little bit else behind some of the things that Dale's accomplished. And I'm just what I'm trying to do is embarrass her. So hopefully I'm doing a pretty good job. But she never takes these accolades. You know, when she shows up to the ceremonies that are done throughout the year, you can tell it's just like, to her it's an honor, and it's like the work that I do. So So she was one of the driving forces behind the project of Women's Air Force Service Pilots Monument, the replication of the World War II monument at the Veterans Court there at Lancaster Cemetery. And then one of the biggest projects that she started was Wreaths Across America. And she partnered with Arlington National Cemetery. And that has turned into a huge event. So over the years, as I watched, every year it garners more and more attention and participants. You know, we're well into the multi-hundreds of people that show up on that day to place wreaths on all the grave sites of all the veterans. And what to walk it after it's done is spectacular. And Dale, we thank you. So on behalf of the mayor and the city of Lancaster, it's with my honor to give you this proclamation. And Dale, thank you so much for what you do for not only Lancaster, but Antelope Valley, and for the vets. And like I said, if you want to know, if you've got some questions about any of the veterans, this is the young lady that's got the answers and the know-how, and we appreciate you so much. So thank you so much. And then we're going to ask you to talk. Yeah. Okay. So she's going to be shy, but I'm not going to let her do it because she makes me talk when I'm at the ceremony. So I think that, Dale, you ought to take a few minutes and just talk to everybody here. Sure. Go ahead.
Thank you, Ken. Thank you, council members. I appreciate it. And Ken's right. I don't like to get up and speak in front of people. But it's an honor for me to work for everybody in this community, whether it has to do with the cemetery, veterans, the pioneers. I feel they all need to be recognized and remembered. So we do our best at the cemetery. It's not just me, it's my grounds crew. Carla Archuleta is my office assistant, and the board of trustees who helps me do what I do. And I appreciate it, Dave Owens, Rick Cook, and Cindy Poole. Everybody works as a team over there, and I couldn't do it without them also. Thank you very much.
There's going to be a customer. Okay, thank you.
Pleasure.
City Clerk, anything, City Manager, anything to be removed?
Medical Main Street. Oh, not removed. No, I'm sorry.
Okay, thank you.
No, wait a minute. The consent calendar, I've got a conflict with
We're not there yet.
CC-5, I think.
We're not there yet.
Oh, we're not there? Oh, approved minutes. My apologies.
We're not there yet.
Following the script here.
Okay.
Hey, Brett, can you get...
Y'all didn't know I had a script, did you? They tell me exactly what to say. Okay. Is there any speaker cards on the minutes?
Nope.
Is there a motion to approve the minutes?
So moved.
I'll second that.
All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All opposed? None. It's unanimous. Consent calendar. Now, we're going to remove item CC-5. I have a conflict because I own some of the land involved, right? And
City Attorney, are we supposed to announce, our conflict?
Yes, please do announce your conflict when we come to the time when you do recuse yourself.
Got it.
That we need to do CC5, CC6, CC7, and CC8. I think you and Ken have CC5.
yeah, we have CC-5. What about
Right.
We have
7?
speaker cards on 5 through 8.
Oh, I see. Okay. Is there a motion on CC-1 through 4?
I'll move that we accept the consent calendar 1, 2, 3, 4, and I guess that's it.
I'll second.
Let's vote. It's approved unanimously. I'm going to step out for 5.
Yeah, I'm as well. I have property in the vicinity.
And I believe Mayor Paris also has property in the vicinity. And I'm announcing that for him. And for the record, we previously performed a rule of necessity selection with regard to this topic. This is the Medical Main Street item for which we did a rule of necessity selection by which Councilmember Molly was selected to remain on the council in order to allow a quorum to proceed on these matters.
Fran, you're up.
Wow. Oh, I'm sorry. My mic's not here right now. Thank you. Good evening, Vice Mayor Chris, council members, ladies and gentlemen, staff. Thank you. My name is Fran Sarasaris. Question, first of all, on CC5, we're going to do Medical Main Street, right? When is it going to happen? And give me a little bit more information on that, if you don't mind. I was really hoping that you were going to be discussing this and give some kind of program and let us know what's happening with it. So that's why I'm bringing it up. Then I'm just going to go real quick because I got all the 5s, it seems like. Public Works construction. On the striping, well, I'll jump to number, because it's all basically the same thing. Oh, number 7. Can you please explain that a little bit more? I'm not quite sure I understand it. It's a percentage, it's an estimated amount of 400, plus a percentage to recover revenues from businesses and rental housing licenses discovery, and delinquency collections. That's just on sales tax. That's not on personal properties.
Jason, you want to do that real quick?
Yeah, that's correct. It's on a number of different revenue streams, but it is not personal property tax.
Okay. Then, as far as number 8, which goes also with public striping, but number 8, I'm really concerned. I'm not concerned, but how do I put this gingerly? On the intersection of Lancaster Boulevard and Elm, there's an art. You did some artwork on the crosswalks there of graphic arts, and I'm kind of disagreeing with it.
Is that Ehrlich?
That's the graphics that you put on the
it's on Ehrlich,
pedestrian
not Elm.
walkways. It's on the streets. Well, first of all, I've got. First of all, it's when you're walking on it, and more so if you're riding in a car across it. Oh, really? You can't read it, you can't see it, you can't make sense out of it. It looks like a scramble of a lot of paint. That's my opinion, of course. Also, a lot of money was spent to do this. And then another thing is, you're going to be spending a lot more money to try to keep this up, because in no time, the cars are going to be running over it, and it's going to be visible anymore. And my opinion is, I think too much money was spent on that piece of art. I agree with the artwork that's done on buildings, but not on the streets.
Okay.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Fran. I need a motion and second for CC5.
I'll make a motion for CC5.
I second that.
We have a motion and second. All in favor signify by saying aye.
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 Aye. We have unanimous with the 2 abstentions. What did you get? We're in CC6.
CC6? Do you have speaker cards?
Nope. I'll move we accept CC6, CC7, and CC8.
Second that.
Let's vote. It's unanimous. Public hearing, item 1.
We have one speaker card.
And who's presenting?
Mr. Mayor, would you open the public hearing, please?
And it's open.
Thank you. Well done.
Mayor and council, good evening.
That's kind of neat. We ought to do that more often.
It's a
Today for
magical
your approval,
power.
Today for your approval is Resolution 19-13, which sets the rates for Lancaster Choice Energy. As you know, annually, Southern California Edison appears before the Public Utilities Commission to set their new rates for the upcoming year. That's typically done in January. This year, we're going to have two rate hearings. The first one is going to go into effect March. The rate setting that we're doing today affects that first rate. In that first rate, the main issue associated with that is the time of use changes that are set by the state, which rotates the time of use from a daytime time of use to a later time of use. And as you know, with the amount of solar that's hitting the marketplace, the demand is changing and shifting in the marketplace. This is an attempt to modify that. As you also know, we typically and regularly mirror Edison's rates as it relates to not only the setting of rates, but also the time of use and the structure of that rate structure. This also resets our time of use rate to match theirs. You have set the goal of being greener, cleaner, and cheaper than Southern California Edison. Again, we can say that, again, your rate setting today allows you to do that. We will maintain a 2% savings compared to Southern California Edison, and we'll have a greener and cleaner product that we'll be selling our residents as well. The second component of the rate will come to you in April or June, which is what they're calling the, let me see if I can find it here, the Energy Resource Recovery Act. Last year, Edison undercollected for the amount of services they needed to provide. We're going to be coming and resetting that for next year, or for this year, but collecting for last year. That'll be happening in June and April, not today. The estimated increase is about 5% increase over the bill, and again, we are 2% cheaper than Southern California Edison. That equates to, on an average bill of $150, about $3 a year, or $3 a month in savings for our customers. And over 2018, our customers saved $3.2 million collectively over last year. So as we move forward, they will continue to see that kind of savings, and this also collects enough revenue that we can be financially solvent, have revenue for reserves, as well as projects and programs. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions.
You're good?
Thank you.
Thank you. Fran?
I have no questions. He answered it right now. Thank you very much.
Somebody forged your name on a card.
Again.
Is there a motion?
We need to close the public hearing.
Oh, close the public hearing, right?
I'll move we adopt Resolution 19-13.
I'll second that.
Let's vote. Passes unanimously. I can hear that door slamming shut. All right.
No speaker cards on page 2.
We got to open it.
Let's open the public hearing on NB2. No speaker cards. Let's close the public hearing.
I'll move we accept ordinance number 1058.
I'll second.
Wait a minute.
You want to hear the staff report?
I want to hear the staff report. Is this the...
Yes. That's a yes.
Yeah. This is a big deal.
Yeah, that's a yes.
PH 2?
Yeah.
Is that the lawnmower deal?
No.
Oh.
No.
This is Avanti.
This is Avanti.
This is Avanti.
Really? Well, we ought to hear about that too. Shouldn't we?
Mr. Mayor, we'll have Larissa De La Cruz give a quick presentation on that.
Good evening, Mayor Paris and members of the City Council. You may recall that on September of 2018, the City Council approved the entitlements for the Avanti South Master Plan Community, consisting of a general plan amendment, zone change, specific plan, tentative tract map, an environmental impact report, and a development agreement. The project would include 1,700 residential dwelling units, approximately 200,000 square feet of commercial uses, 31 acres of parks and open space, a 12-acre school, 1.3-acre fire station, among other amenities. The site is located near Avenue L and K West and between 60th and 70th Street West. However, subsequent to the approval of the entitlements in September, it was determined that approval of an ordinance is required for the development agreement to be valid. There are no changes or revisions proposed for the development agreement. This is simply a supplemental approval to that document. And with that, staff recommends that the City Council take action as indicated in your staff report. Thank you.
Thank you. It's like a village we're building, right? I mean, it's really a cool deal. I'm really excited about it.
Yeah. And Mayor, just like I said, this is going to have a senior component to it. And clearly,
it's for us to live.
Yeah, I guess. But
I'll come see you too.
Yeah, like fat chance he's going to come visit us. But anyway, but to me, I think this is a great project, and having that component, because that's one of the missing elements, I think, in our housing in Lancaster.
You're going to be old someday. You know,
is Raj
it's not as far off as you think. You're going to blink.
We'll go see them.
You're going to blink, and you're going to be out there.
And Raj will drive, right?
Yes.
Okay. Anyway, great project.
Good. Thank you. Okay, is there a motion?
Close the public hearing.
Oh, now I got to close it?
Yeah.
I thought I already closed it.
You did.
I opened it
but
back
yeah.
up.
I'd like to introduce ordinance number 1058.
I'll second.
Okay. Let's vote. And so when are you going to start putting sticks in the ground?
It's a good answer.
It's kind of a nebulous answer, actually. Okay. NB1, any speaker cards? So let's hear the staff report.
Mayor Paris, council members, before you tonight are ordinances 1059, 1060, 1061, and 1062, providing amendments to the Lancaster Municipal Code relating to the Criminal Justice Commission, Architectural and Design Commission, Homeless Impact Commission, and the Healthy Communities Commission to allow each of you to serve as commissioners at large on each of these commissions should the need arise. Each ordinance would allow you to participate and vote at each such commission as and if needed, and just as if you were appointed to each of those commissions. I'm happy to answer any questions if you should have them on any of these ordinances.
What if they need two of us?
Then two of you can sit.
What if
You're all commissioners at large, so yes.
Okay, but what if it goes to three?
You're still commissioners at large. You can sit.
Does it become a Brown Act violation at that time?
Then we would need to have agendized it for three of you to attend as council members. Yes.
Just checking.
Yep.
Let's just not do that.
That would be my recommendation.
Good. Thank you.
No problem.
David Paul.
Mr. Mayor, Vice Mayor, Council, good evening. Thank you for this ordinance. It's frustrating when you come to a meeting and you can't attend. I just had a couple of questions about this. Is there a schedule for someone to be there for the commission? Because if there isn't someone there physically, they can't go up to the dais without coming in and all that. So I'm just wondering if there's a schedule for the council to come to the various meetings. And then if it happens that we fall into a gap where we still have meetings unattended, will you reconsider appointing me Commissioner at Large so we can continue? That's what I was wondering. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Michael Reeves.
Good evening. I want to voice disapproval for the amendments covering the various commissions in our city government. First of all, other than the Planning Commission, I believe we should have no other commission. If problems arise that call for public scrutiny, the council can form discussion groups to investigate specific problems and suggest solutions. Secondly, if we are to retain the various commissions, the power to appoint members should rest with all members of the City Council. Each council person should be able to appoint a person of their choice to a commission with the concurrence of the full council. Finally, I believe the current system is not working. We need the changes that I outlined. Thank you.
No. Fran, come on up.
Good evening again, Fran speaking. Actually, Allison answered my questions, but I want to say something what Michael just put out. I disagree with him. I am happy to have any of you come to the commission that I'm on, because we can use all the help we can get, no matter how small or how large or who you are, who you're not, who you're not are, right? Who you're not. But I appreciate your help in anything that we do. Thank you.
Thank you, Fran. Is there a motion?
I'll move we introduce ordinance 1059, 1060, 1061, 1062.
And second that. Let's vote. And it passes unanimously. Michael loses again. I know I'm having too much fun.
Again.
I'm really not. I'm just bored. NB2. Any speaker cards?
Yes. This is the lawnmower one.
This is the one. This is really cool.
Mayor and Council, last month, the Antelope Valley Air Quality Management District approved a program and policy to replace gas-powered lawn equipment. That would include blowers, weed eaters, any mowers, whether that be large mowers or hand mowers, and offered a budget and a fund to support that effort. At a previous council meeting, council directed staff to propose an ordinance that requires that in the city of Lancaster, and with a 5-year implementation plan. The ordinance before you does that today. In addition to that request, council requested that staff implement a budget or begin a budget process that allows for the funding of that program, an evaluation of the Lancaster Choice Energy budget, which purpose is to electrify vehicles as well as clean air pollution and carbon out of the atmosphere. We felt there's an opportunity there for the LCE to help fund that program as well in partnership with the AVA-QMD. The 5-year implementation plan allows a couple things. One is allows city staff, to test these equipment, and a lot of these equipment, as well as pilot a lot of these programs, so that we can assure that those individuals that are required to use these facilities or this equipment has equipment available and has been tested in the marketplace, as well as working with school districts and institutions to help implement in a more quickly fashion. The budget process is starting in June and July. In between now and then, we believe staff has the flexibility to partner with the AVA-QMD early on in some of the fundings if there's requests sooner than July 1 of next budget year. Brett Banks is here to answer any questions that relates to the implementation of that. They have had significant success in not only some existing rebates and car buybacks, but bus transportation as well as farm equipment. This is another step in that direction. So with that, I'd be happy to answer any questions, and I know Brett would be happy to share.
Can you invite Brett up, and Brett can explain to us the pollution that's created by just a gas-powered lawnmower?
Certainly. Mr. Mayor, Council, one of the more interesting things here is these small engines that you see actually produce more pollution and impact our neighborhoods more than a standard passenger car. You take one of those hand-powered mowers off the street, you're taking 7 basically equivalent cars off the street. The other thing, as Jason mentioned, is especially around schools, There's air toxics that are removed, noise that's removed. There's tremendous benefits to this. And one of the things that I think is also important is this is probably one of the more aggressive programs that there are in the state. South Coast Air Quality Management District offers a similar program, but not to the point that we are. Our board voted to provide $275,000 towards this program. Now, I will agree with Jason also that there's some significant hurdles. We have to establish vendors that can supply this material, that can support the material, that can repair the material, but we've already started the legwork on that. And then there's larger pieces of equipment. You'll see riding lawnmowers that are basically a 60-inch width. We have electric replacements for those. Above that size, it's a little harder, but there are some out there. So we'd like to establish a pilot program to try that.
I rode one in Australia. I mean,
be more specific.
Like a huge mower, you know, for parks and stuff. It was fun. I mean, they're a lot better than gas. But yeah, they are.
So we have 5 60-inch riding mowers that are currently at use in the city of Lancaster, Palmdale, the fairgrounds, out at Crystal Air Golf Course, and Westside School District.
Is it the one where, you know, you do it like this?
Yes, sir.
That is so cool. We had to sell rides.
It even has a solar panel on the top.
No.
Yes.
Yes.
How does that doesn't seem like they'd be producing enough kilowatts to charge it.
It doesn't charge it, but it adds to it, it extends the life and so on.
It's kind of a scam, isn't it?
A little bit.
Okay. All right, good.
It works as shade, too, does it?
So are we still letting them sell gas-powered?
Yeah, we don't have any restriction on that. What we're providing is incentive for them to crush the old gas mower and replace it with an electric version.
Well, it seems to me if the goal is to get everybody to switch to electric, and we're subsidizing this shift to electric, why aren't we shutting down the sales of the gas-powered ones?
I don't really know if that's in the Air District's authority.
Well, I think effectively what we're trying to look at first is the commercial side of it, because a commercial lawnmower is operating 8 to 10 hours a day. So you're talking 54 car hours
equivalent
on the road. So we're eliminating a lot of that. We're also paying for 100% with the different grants. So we're using 617 Carl Moyer and the Lancaster Choice Energy grants to pay for 100%. So why would you go buy a gas-powered lawnmower if we're paying 100% through grants to get them to use the electric lawnmowers? And the difference between the gas and the electric is the $2.16 to operate a gas lawnmower, and it's like 16 cents to operate the electric. So there's a big difference, and I think just by attrition, people will look at it. Yeah. This is not affecting individual homeowners because they're out there mowing the lawn for an hour. We're going to target first the commercial lawnmowers to see how they affect, and then we'll look at the rest of it.
Yeah. Just to add on to what the Vice Mayor said, though, is we've had a program for residential mowers for probably 5 or 6 years where we offer a dramatic rebate on those and have had pretty good success at exchanging those mowers.
Yeah. I think the biggest hurdle is just educating people. I think once we get over that hurdle of educating everybody, I can't see why somebody, as Vice Mayor said, why wouldn't you not doing it? Because long term.
Let's send it out on the email. You know that email thing we've got going? Get it out. It may just be people not knowing about it. All right?
Okay.
Good. Okay. Thank you. That's great work. Glenn Gunther.
Good evening.
Good evening.
My name is Glenn Gunther. I am a landscape contractor in Lancaster, and I'll start out by saying I actually like Brett Banks, but it would have been nice, I think, to maybe hear about some of this a little bit earlier. I was deluged today with phone calls and texts and things from other landscapers because we all read it on the front page of the paper, of course. I don't even read the paper, but I saw it walking by, and I had to buy one today. So you made a sale for the Valley Press. Anyway, I would like to learn more about the things that Brett's been testing, because I go to landscape shows more than anybody else around here. That's why guys were calling me today. There aren't very many commercial machines that I know of that really mow 8 hours a day. Most of them are a joke. The ones there is one brand I can think of. There's a couple. A walk behind mower in a 40-inch range. You're looking at $14,000. We can get a gas-powered one for $2,000. So the money is a big deal. Sorry about my throat here. I got a cold. The money is a big deal, and Brett talked about $275,000. I think that's a joke. Are we talking about getting, 2 contractors back in business? If we got 10, because the riding mowers are really, $20,000. I forgot to put that in there, but so you're talking about keeping 2 contractors in the valley, and the rest of us, get to disappear, I guess. We already get hit with, huge insurance and workman's comp and gas taxes. I'd love to get away from them. I have experimented with some electric stuff. I am a first adopter typically on different things, LED lighting and battery-operated equipment. I have a bit of battery-operated equipment, but it doesn't have the power. Like as an example, hedge trimmer. I can cut hedges that have been trimmed, every couple of weeks. No problem, really. But if you get into something that's a little bit heavier and needs a good cleanup, that you got to go gas. The electric just doesn't have it. Blowers, the battery manufacturers tell me that the blowers take some of the most power of anything. So I've got some battery-powered blowers. They last about 10, 15 minutes. That doesn't get me through a day. So I worked all day today. I'm leaving at 4 a.m. to do a job in the morning. We work hours. We have to put in time. We don't make a bunch of money on this stuff. So, okay, I guess I got to go. But
I'm concerned about what you're saying. Is that accurate?
Which part of it?
Well, what I'm...
If I lied, tell me.
No, I don't think he has. I mean, there's...
I thought what this was is that we were giving essentially a grant, or we were funding it so that there wasn't a cost that was going to put people out of business.
That's the intent, yes, sir. To be able to provide the money to switch, to make that change.
But
need more money.
No, we're not targeting the big equipment as of yet, okay? Because we're not looking at it. That's why it's a 5-year program. So we understand that there's going to be some problems within it, and so we gave it 5 years of the implementation for it to test. That's why we're funding it at 100%. So if you need more batteries, the batteries that we were shown and tested, they're saying if you run it 10 hours a day, you'll need 3 batteries for it. So it'll run on 3 hours for the battery, and you'll get those reimbursed to you at 100%. So we're going to take care of you. We're going to make sure that it works. Just be first in line.
I am first.
Good.
I'm here.
Okay.
Nobody else wanted to come, but
Yeah.
Everybody's complaining, right? And I just, I didn't think the 275 was enough. If you look at the price of these machines, they're very expensive. And hopefully, the schools and you guys will buy them, and the price will come down, then I can afford them. I want to go battery operated. It's just a matter of it's impossible.
Well, just to be perfectly clear, that it's 275 for the jurisdiction of Lancaster. Okay. It's not. There's still the jurisdiction of Palmdale and the county that's out there that we're funding for. So we have other funding methods that they're used, but they don't have the Lancaster Choice Energy to add on to make it up to 100%.
Right.
So
and as far as the 5 years go, I used to be 50 and I'm not anymore. So 5 years go by.
Well, we can't help you with that one.
Yeah. If you could, I'd quit mowing. So as long as somebody understands there's guys out here that don't have money to replace all this stuff.
That's why we're doing it at 100%.
Yeah.
So
So you did hear the 100%, right?
I keep hearing 100%, but I also heard Brett say 275,000, and I did the math in my head. I'm not a mathematician.
Yeah.
That doesn't work.
But
So
that's the first allocation, and this is a pilot test.
That'll get a couple guys going, so let's see what happens. And I'd love to be, I think some of us would like to be involved in the checking this stuff out. And we'll know in 10 minutes if the stuff works. Well, 10
You could have a
minutes and then
contest.
an 8-hour day, but
No, I'm serious. We could have a blow-off.
Hey, we've thought about it for the Rural Olympics. Since the farming's going out, let's mow and run skid steers. And
I want to make certain that we don't end up walking into something that's putting small businesses in jeopardy. Right?
Thank you. That's a good point.
And as long as we're monitoring that, I'm good. But I really do like the idea of, we've been talking about having an energy conference. And what are you laughing about, Darrell?
Just to clarify, Mayor.
I'm surprised that a pastor would be laughing at me as if I said something that was inappropriate. In any event.
The electric lawnmowers are around $400.
No.
No, he's...
They are.
No. You're not talking commercial. You're talking homeowner. Commercial 13. Sorry.
It's something I want to.
Okay, I want to meet with you on these $400 lawnmowers.
Brett,
I'll be buying them all day.
Just make certain we don't create an unintended consequence, okay? But I do like the idea of having a contest. But I'm just kind of a contest sort of guy.
If it should come to pass that we need to, we can always come back at close to the 5 years and extend as well.
Okay, good.
Okay, and may I say thank you for your point, because that was mine, small business. We don't want to die.
Sure, I get it.
Yeah. Hey, thanks for your feedback.
All right, Robert Teller. It was a good idea. All right, we call it something else.
Mayor Paris, City Council, I read in the paper about this, and I'm totally against it. For one thing, electric mowers they're something else. We try to control the environment. Well, I'll tell you what, you got a sign up there that says, "In God we trust." My Bible says God only gave us control over the animals. We're not going to change this world. The last chapter in my Bible says this world's going to end anyway, regardless. Today we're talking about commercial mowers and stuff like that, and I'll have to agree with the gentleman. I checked it out online. They're not no $300 jobs. They're in the thousands. I did come by the school offices over here, and the other day, and this guy's out here riding a gas-powered mower, and it's articulated in the front. He goes a complete circle around a tree. I've seen too many commercial lawnmowers that do that would be battery-powered. But the only thing about electric, like my little home mower, okay, it has a sticker on the side that says meets CP-SC safety and ANSA requirements. Also says motor meets EPA and California exhaust and EP SOAR regulations for 2014 of 126 cc displacement engine. It says also it also meets the evaporative family CNB1, exhaust family EBS 1261BA. And I bought that in 2014. So I'm sure that the lawnmowers out there have been approved by the state of California for their exhaust and noise and all of that. I see no reason to have this, because the next thing you know, we're being told, oh, you can only use at home a electric-powered mower. And they ain't going to be battery-powered. They're going to be a long extension cord. Somebody's going to run over extension cord and electrocute themselves. I don't see battery-powered cars or anything else being good for this country. Steam power, that's a good one.
Sometimes I'm speechless. Okay. Is there a motion?
I'll move we introduce ordinance 1063.
I second that. Let's vote. Oh. It's unanimous. Darrell? It's not biblical, is it? Thanks for the help.
Don't talk against my seniors, Mayor.
All right. NB3.
No speaker cards.
Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve NB3.
I'll second.
Let's vote. It's unanimous. So, what's the use of having spiritual guidance at the meeting if you're not going to commit?
You know I commit, Mayor.
It's open to interpretation. Really? All right. NB4. Speaker card?
It's an update.
No, okay. Hey, I hear you're doing great stuff.
I hear the same. I'm excited to talk to you about it. So, genuinely, Mayor Paris, Vice Mayor Chris, council members, I'm very excited to have the opportunity to speak with you tonight about what our division is doing. We have an incredible team, co-led by Kathy Wells and Patty Garibay. And without further ado, our division is redefining economic development. Traditionally, economic development is defined as enhancing sales tax revenues and creating jobs. We're still doing that. That's going to continue. But we're incorporating additional elements to help strengthen the city of Lancaster and our resiliency for the long term. Namely, Lancaster Choice Energy has been brought under our umbrella, and there are innovative opportunities like some of the things that have been passed tonight that enable us to move the city forward under Lancaster Choice Energy's umbrella. We also have our Smart City initiatives under Patty Garibay, and we are doing some very exciting things that we'll get into in a moment. And finally, we're looking at smart growth. Historically, we've always treated any kind of development in the city of Lancaster as good development. And we have grown in the same suburban pattern that most cities post-World War II have grown. So instead of a highly dense core, we have spread out. And what this chart shows, we've done some in-depth analysis of what that means for the economic resiliency of the city of Lancaster. And the dense development you see in the middle, this is the downtown area. In fact, this spike here is one specific building. You can probably guess it's the most dense building on the boulevard. It's actually the Boulevard Cinemas building. And that property produces the highest level of property tax per acre of any facility in the city of Lancaster. And you can see that all of our high tax producing development is here in the downtown core, and that those numbers get dwindled down as you radiate outward. So with that in mind, we are focusing our efforts on key specific plan areas to increase that density of development and ensure that we're doing that kind of smart growth that will help the city remain resilient going forward. Medical Main Street is one of the first of these initiatives, and this is a 350-acre district within the core of the city. You guys are very familiar with this at this point. This offers 100 vacant acres of prime development opportunity, and this is a continuing partnership with the hospital. Parkway Village is actually one of Mayor Paris's brainchildren, one of the many, and it is located across the street from Owen Memorial Park. This is about 170 vacant acres there, and this is the area that was previously envisioned as Amargosa Creek specific plan. So that was designed as a big box development that would be kind of a mall system, and without tenants for that, we are looking at re-envisioning that area. One of the biggest demands that we're finding among employers for the city of Lancaster is a different type of housing development. They want to live in an urban environment that's mixed use, that integrates shopping and dining and office all alongside different types of housing stock. This is called the missing middle. So we have traditionally engaged in extensive single-family home development here in the city of Lancaster. In fact, that's about 70% of our housing stock today. We also have highly dense urban development, including a significant amount of subsidized housing. However, what we're missing is this missing middle, or workforce housing. This might be let's say Northrop hires a $70,000 a year engineer right out of college. They make too much money to qualify for subsidized housing, but not enough to qualify for the $400,000 home in Quartz Hill thereafter. So this would be the missing middle that will help them, give them the environment that they're looking for in a mixed-use setting that will help us attract new talent to the city of Lancaster and continue to retain talent as well. Additionally, hotel development is a key focus for us. As you're well aware, we get 7% of all room nights goes to transient occupancy tax, and that's a huge revenue generator for the city. So we have 2 developments that are underway now. Fairfield Inn over on J8 and 20th Street West next to the Town Place Suites is in plan check now. And we also have the Boulevard Marriott next door that is actually in redesign and will be going to construction bid. They expect those big bids back by mid-April. Next up, we have retail recruitment. Mayor Paris, I anticipate you'll be excited about this. The level of data that's available to us now in order to retool our recruitment efforts is incredible. We are able to track, this is actually from Antelope Valley Hospital, and all of these blue dots are aggregated data of where the cell phones who visited Antelope Valley Hospital in the past year sleep at night. So where historically our retail recruitment was based on drive times, today it's based on real data of where we know people actually visited. This gives us the ability to redefine our trade area and attract new retailers that may previously have not looked at Lancaster as an opportunity. We've engaged the retail coach to do this intensive analysis, and they are utilizing this data to create a retailer match list with the demographics that the city of Lancaster has and what they are looking for. Next up, we also have opportunity zones that are a tool created for us by the federal government in the December 2017 tax cut. And these offer significant capital gains investments for investors in these areas. And we worked with the state of California to define these areas and align them with our key project areas. Medical Main Street, Parkway Village, downtown Lancaster, and the transit-oriented development area all fall within opportunity zones in the city. And these represent together 4,000 acres of development opportunity. And next up, we were invited by Accelerator for America as one of just 27 cities across the country to participate in an investor summit last week at Stanford University, where we had the opportunity to pitch those opportunity zones in some of our specific plan areas and projects to investors and developers. We talked specifically to several developers who build the missing middle and were interested in our community. And that opportunity was thanks to Eric Garcetti, who founded Accelerated for America and had his staff at Accelerator reach out to us based on his relationship with Mayor Paris. So we're very excited to be part of that, and it was an excellent opportunity to showcase the city. And next up, I'll hand it over to Patty Garibay to talk about our Smart Cities initiative.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor and Council. I am delighted to provide an update on the initiatives and the emerging technologies that we are exploring as a city. An expanded and dense telecommunications network, as you know, is a backbone for a smart city, allowing multiple devices to communicate on a network without any interruption or any delay. The rendering before you is the city's first pilot, which will expand our telecommunication network and introduce new technologies to the city. These will include sensors, include video analytics. The council approved a pilot project with Landmark Ericsson, which will introduce these co-locatable smart towers at 15 facilities throughout the community. Raleigh-Dunley, which is, like I said, this is a rendering of, is slated to be up and running this April, so in just a couple short weeks. Towers are designed to accommodate up to 3 telecommunication providers, and additional antennas will be...
This is good stuff. Slow down.
Okay, I will.
I mean, this is really good stuff.
I'm just very excited to share this with you,
Good.
but I will slow down.
Thank you.
Additional antennas will be included, which can be used by the city. The city has a lot of opportunity to build upon the things that we're including in these towers. So, one of the things that we've been looking at is doing our own Wi-Fi projects, and we will have antennas that are included in the Landmark towers, which we can use for our own Wi-Fi purposes, which is fantastic. The towers will also expand the city's fiber network, which is very important. We'll also have dispatchable batteries, which is in conjunction with LCE, which is neat. It's a tie between a couple different functions that the city has. And each of these towers will also be branded to identify the facility that it's located at. We'll have an LED, which provides additional security and lighting at the facilities in which they're located. And just, again, an amazing project. As you know, the city partnered with IBM Watson about a year ago to build a dashboard that would basically allow us to integrate a lot of data into one dashboard. The goal of that was to basically be able to see what was happening, where it was happening, and to be able to address specific issues a little bit much more effectively, instead of kind of working on a lot of different things, really focusing in on the most important issues. I'm happy to say that the dashboard was in fact developed and has already helped the city make some very impactful changes. The public safety team, led by Lee DeRico, is working with the dashboard and the data on a regular basis. And we're using Insight to direct our law enforcement efforts on a weekly basis, which is fantastic. The IBM dashboard is also providing information which will help us in building out our hybrid policing model, which the council supported or is supporting, as well as our development services team, who is using data derived from the dashboard to, again, address the most common issues and to really focus in on the areas that we need to focus in on instead of working throughout the city. Through this process, we've had a lot of aha moments. I personally have learned so much about data and how much you can do and see when you're able to visualize information. The beauty of Watson is that we really have the ability to not only see information, but to also implement changes and then to test those changes to see if they're actually working. If they're not, then we have an opportunity to go back and to figure out, what's the next step. So that's the beauty of data and in working with this project. In terms of the next phase of this project, we're working with IBM to automate and to use machine learning. So now that IBM Watson has all this information and it knows what's happening, the machine is going to tell us this is where we need to be. This is what we need to do. This is the time when we will be most effective. And that's basically the next step that we're taking. With machine learning, with automation, there's a 99% success. So that robot will be 99% accurate in telling us what's going to happen next, which is really interesting.
Say that again. Explain that to me.
Yeah, IBM Watson.
I know what that is.
Yeah, so the machine learning. So that machine has a 99% success rate.
Of what?
Of telling us where things are going to happen based on all the information that it knows, that it's gathered.
What things?
Just information about crime or dumping or just different issues that the machine receives through our data set.
It has wait a minute, that doesn't make sense. It has a 97% accuracy rate.
99% accuracy.
What?
99% accuracy?
99% accuracy in saying when and where crime will occur?
Yes.
Well, why aren't we mounting 50 calibers? I mean, I'm being facetious, but really? Mm-hmm. That can't be right.
There's actually a project that IBM was working with the city of Idaho, and that was one of the findings that they had, that their machine learning was able to get to 99% accuracy, and that's the exact same thing we'll be able to do here because of all the information that we've collected. We have so much data and so much information coming from different sources that allows us to really understand what's going on.
So what that is saying is it will tell us in this specific area, mm-hmm. You're liable to have someone graffiti the area during this and this time, between this time and this time.
Absolutely.
It doesn't say on Monday at 9 o'clock, this is going to happen. It's saying in this area, between these hours, yes. This is what's going to happen.
Right. Based on this data, this is what's going to happen. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
It doesn't have three people in a cocoon someplace where they're
no people, it's all machines. That's the beauty of it. This council has always been up to challenging the status quo. Through our work with IBM and the use of new technologies, we aim to really revolutionize public safety. We are currently exploring technologies such as facial recognition, which is why we included this slide. We're looking at drones. We're looking at a lot of different things that can be used as a resource for public safety. We're also meeting with industry leaders to learn how we can use existing infrastructure to help us either expand our fiber network, get more information about our community through sensors, and help reduce crime, understand how traffic flows in our community, things of that nature. And then finally,
you guys are incredible. I mean, think about this. There is no other city in the world doing what you guys are doing, and nobody knows it.
It's amazing.
Wow.
I can tell you from... very proud to work on this project, and it's been a very interesting.
You better hurry up and get it done. They're going to make us not do it.
Okay.
Jealousy is a terrible thing.
In addition to revolutionizing public safety, we are integrating technology into the work that we do here at Lancaster City Hall every day, with the goal of making things much more efficient for our customers, making data more accessible to residents, and being able to do things much quicker. The city has taken steps in the right direction, and I will give kudos to our IT team who have implemented projects such as the Inform app, which I'll give a little plug for. That is the best way for residents to communicate issues with us. So if there's graffiti, if there's illegal dumping, that's the best way for the city to be notified, because it goes directly to the right person who can handle that case. We also have the CC-SA-FA-PA-CCEA app and website, where a builder, someone who has a plan that they want reviewed by planning staff, can actually submit everything online, and they can go through the entire process with that person here at City Hall, completely online without ever leaving the comfort of their home, which is really neat. We're also taking things to the next level and automating the services that we provide. I'll give kudos to the Parks Department. They actually implemented the Active Network, which has automated a lot of the functions that people would have to come to City Hall to do in the past. Signing their children up for summer camp, signing up for softball. People can now do that from the comfort of their home. We're also getting a lot of data about who our customers are, what classes are the most popular, and things like that, which can help us, better plan for the future. And that's just one example of a department that's automating, but that's something that we're looking at throughout City Hall. Staff is also exploring the creation of an open data portal that would provide at-a-glance statistics, so people would know how many trees have been trimmed, how many potholes we've filled this year, that type of at-a-glance information. We'd also have a visual dashboard where people can see information and they can interact with things. So it's not just a number, but it's this is what we've done, this is where we've done it over the year, and people can have a little bit more information about the services that we provide here at City Hall. So with that, I'm going to turn it over to Kathy Wells to provide some information about Lancaster Choice Energy, unless anybody has any questions.
I could keep you here all night. Wow. So are we talking to the other, groups about integrating into this?
Absolutely.
It seems to me if we can predict crime, we could predict heart attacks.
That's actually one of the ideas that we've had in working with staff and with IBM, is how do we integrate our public health information into our dashboard to see, again, where things are happening, and to see how they correlate with other issues in the community. That's one of the things that we've been looking at.
So why aren't I reading about this in the Wall Street Journal?
Well, there's probably a couple of reasons. We want to assure that we're accurate, correct, and can implement anywhere. I mean, we want to make sure that we're telling the right story. It's very early. We've started this 6-8 months, so I think we need some real bona fide data before we start really yelling and telling the story. But it is definitely a revolutionary story in conjunction with everything else we're doing. It is absolutely our intent to be shouting this from the mountaintops for other cities to partner.
Well, we were looking at the pictures of the hotels. It occurs to me, why aren't we looking at, we make a lot of money on the bed tax, right?
7%, a lot is probably relative, but 7% of every room stay comes to the city of Lancaster.
I'm wondering if we shouldn't be looking at developing an area for the hotels. I mean, is it cost effective for us to make it like this is really where you want to stay because of all the amenities that we've included in the area? Maybe it doesn't. I don't know. It just seems to me it's, I don't know how much we're making on it, but if we could build an auto mall, we could certainly. You follow me? I'd like somebody to look at that and just do a cost-benefit analysis of that. All right. Like maybe that's where the park should be. I don't know. I mean, we can get real creative. We got really creative people. Wow. So, thanks.
Sure.
We should also be talking about, we're talking about a huge amount of income coming into the city that's not taxes, right? I mean, what they're all doing. We should be talking about some type of bonus structure for the staff. I mean, here they're creating this incredible thing. I want to make certain they get compensated. You follow me? And I don't think we've ever looked at that. And
there are legal restrictions. on bonuses for public employees.
So let them sue us. I don't care. All right, go ahead.
Well, I'm very excited to talk to you a little bit about some of our successes in the energy program for LCE. I have come to you in the past letting you know we were working on some energy efficiency programs, and I'm excited to let you know that we have 2 of them that are launched as of August. When did we launch the first one? We have Energy Efficiency Energy Advisor is launched now. It is live now. This is a program for our residential customers. It's a hotline you can call in. We have energy advisors standing by, and you get a personalized energy audit report of your home. They do a site audit of your home, and they help you determine what energy efficiency measures you need for your home and how to fund it and where to find other incentives to help you with your home. It's a free service. We've got that up and ready. But our next program, which I'm very excited about, is our small commercial direct install program. This is a program that is actually getting ready to launch next week. We will be canvassing next week. We have our approved contractor, FES Energy Solutions. It's a program that provides no and low-cost energy efficiency retrofits to reduce peak demand and energy consumptions for buildings at no cost. It doesn't cost them anything to participate, and it doesn't cost them anything to do the installations. They simply agree to let FES do a site walk with them, an audit, and they tell them what measures will help them receive some energy savings, and they agree to do it, and when they do the installations. This is a CPUC funded program. So
why aren't people lined up out the door to do this?
They will be, I bet you. We just did a press release. We just got this started and on the ground. And it's, like I said, next week we are beginning outreach with some of our, and now it's for small businesses. We're starting off slow with our energy efficiency. We want to have some successes, and then this is a 3-year program, and after the first 3 years, we can go back. We can do bigger program. We can do any program that we want. We started off small, so we're just doing one program for the commercial businesses. The average savings, and usually it's going to be LED lighting fits. It could be things like smart thermostats or walk-in coolers, regulators for walk-in coolers, occupancy sensors. Those are all free for the businesses. So we're starting with some of our smaller key businesses. The Boulevard business, for example, they were hit pretty hard with our road renovation. So we're going to offer those customers kind of first shot, and we'll see where it goes. We anticipate, after the first 3-year program, about $250,000 in energy savings. Free. They don't have to do anything. So we're excited to provide that service to them. We've sort of gone from selling energy, and now we're actually providing programs and other things. So I'm excited for that. And with that, we've got some other programs that are going to be coming soon. And I'm excited about this announcement as well. Lancaster recently received a notice of proposed award from the California Energy Commission for $5 million for our Advanced Energy Community Grant Project. This is phase 2. We did receive phase 1.
They're going to give us $5 million?
We got it. Wait, there's more. So, I'll tell you what it's for, but I have to brag because I'm so excited. So, in order to apply, you had to jazz hands.
See that?
I'm sorry. Okay, ding one.
Okay, go ahead.
To be eligible for phase 2, you had to successfully complete phase 1. There were only 2 cities in that group. We were the only city that successfully completed phase 1, and we were the sole awardee in our group.
So we got all the money.
Do you want to know who the other city was that didn't get it?
Yeah.
Santa Barbara.
Wow.
Santa Monica. I blew that one too. Santa.
They've had some problems.
Oh, well.
I mean, both of them almost burned down, didn't they?
Well, I'm going to show you here in just a second why we got it.
Okay.
You're talking about having innovative programs. This is something that we've been working on.
So they had $5 million to spread out, and we got it all.
They had more than $5 million just in our category. There's different categories. We are the Southern California example for the CEC. The City of Lancaster is going to be the roadmap on how to develop an advanced energy community. And I'm going to explain to you what that is.
The template.
Huh?
Remember 10 years ago, we were developing the template?
Okay, so you want to see what it is? I'm excited.
No, I want to revel in it. I just want to feel the wave go.
Here you go. This is coming. This is coming in May or June. So this is actually the roadmap. This is what we submitted to the CEC.
What, pictures of flowers?
No. It's not that good of a graphic, and I apologize, but I'll use flair. So there's 5 different programs that we were looking at to design within our community, because the idea is to make our entire community, an advanced energy, more than net zero. We already know we're net zero. What are we going to do next? So we looked at developing certain distributed energy resource programs. That's what the CEC is interested in. So one of the first things that we are going to be building, we're going to be partnering with our housing development, Z&E Affordable Housing Developments, and they are going to be residential microgrids. Nobody in the state has those. We will have the first 2. They should have the capability to be islanded.
No kidding.
Yeah, so grid defection is the name of the game.
How are you going to do a neighborhood on a microgrid?
We have 5 years to get it completed. But it's been designed. We know it can be done.
Is battery?
Yes, there is battery storage. Well, the homes are Z&E homes anyways. We were building affordable Z&E homes, so you have solar,
how many
battery storage. I believe the first one is 75 units. Thank you. 78. And the second one is 160. Thank you. 167. That second microgrid actually has another exciting component that nobody is doing. The CEC is looking to Lancaster to pilot this and see if it works, and that's flywheel storage technology. Yeah, we are going to be putting in addition to the homes on the property, we are putting in flywheel storage. Lancaster will own those assets, and we will control and manage that.
Describe the flywheel.
It is, oh boy, I don't know exactly how it works, but it's a turbine. It's underground. So it's quiet. And I do know that they're looking at it because it's about 50% less than battery storage and 2 to 3 times the lifespan of lithium-ion batteries. So if we can show that it works...
so it's just a kinetic?
Yeah, it's a kinetic storage device. The energy gets it started spinning.
Yep.
And then when the energy is needed, the spinning wheel, in essence, turns the generator and brings the energy back out. Yeah. So it stores the kinetic energy in a moving flywheel, basically.
Yeah. So at that residential development, we will own the flywheel storage, and we will use that for our energy, for our energy portfolio. Lancaster Choice Energy will. Another project in this grant will be, we're calling it the Green District Program, and what that is a battery storage program for commercial customers. And we target commercial customers because they have demand charges. They have very high peak demand charges on their rate tariffs that they pay. So we know if you use battery storage, you can avoid those peak usages. We can also create a flexible energy load because we can tell the batteries when to charge. So we want them to charge at the lowest price of the day, and when to dispatch and when to. So by providing batteries as a service to our customers, we're targeting a no cost. They simply agree to participate. They subscribe. They remain a Lancaster Choice Energy customer in exchange for allowing us to put the battery on their building, and they see an energy savings. That hasn't been developed quite yet what it's going to be. We don't know if it's going to be a percentage of their savings or a flat dollar amount to be determined. But the idea is this green district, we will be able to aggregate all of the batteries that are deployed citywide, monitor those batteries, control those batteries. We can essentially dispatch them if we need them. We can use the energy to offset our procurement costs. All of that will be feeding into another exciting piece, which I'll get to in just a moment. But the last thing is we are developing a residential schools network. We're partnering with Lancaster School District. As you know, we partnered with them in the past to put in all of solar on all of their school sites. They are working to put in battery storage at all of their school sites. They do have Prop 39 money to help them install the batteries, but they asked Lancaster to partner with them. So through this grant, we're going to be able to help them put batteries on most of their sites. And the school sites will operate as a microgrid, which is exciting because those school sites will provide resilience for the schools themselves. It's grid resilience, it's emergency operations. The other thing is we control those batteries as well. So that also feeds into our overall virtual power plant, and that's the last piece that I wanted to talk to you guys about today. All of these energy resources that we are essentially going to be owning, that's our new model. We have battery storage. We're looking at, we own the municipal facilities. We're looking at residential microgrids, school microgrids, battery storage, also the EV chargers that we installed last year citywide. We will have the ability to aggregate all of the city's energy assets into one overall virtual power plant. It will allow us to make better decisions about our energy portfolio in real time. And so each of these distributed energy resources, we know they are networked, they're smart technologies, and they have the ability to sort of respond kind of on a silo on their own. But what we are hoping to do, and Lancaster is currently working with an industry-leading software company, we're designing an overall distributed energy management system. It's a software platform that will allow all of these distributed energy resources to be aggregated into one overall umbrella. So we're aggregating all of this energy. We'll be able to see what's happening citywide, and we can make decisions on, I mean, is the market good? Should we be selling some of our energy back on the real market? I mean, those are some of the things that we have trouble with now that we work with. But I mean, this is something nobody's doing. So we hope to have this up and running by July. Yes. Wow. We've been working on it. Wow. Any questions?
I do.
Okay.
Are you working with the fire department and the emergency services so they know where all these places are? So in case of an emergency?
We haven't started yet, so no. Phase 2, like I said, starts in July. We certainly can. That should be part of, we've talked about having emergency operations be part of it. Absolutely.
Very good point. These are going to be resilient facilities that they'll have access to. We'll make sure to get our emergency manager probably in the audience to make sure that he communicates that those facilities will be available.
We need to have them from ground level up, not teach them from the when it's all done and we have a problem. So. Mm-hmm.
The fire department has to get more integrated into this. I mean, up until now, the fire department, LA County Fire Department, has operated independent of us, and that has to stop. Yeah, I'm talking to you.
I will tell you that that's kind of our goal, is to have partnerships with some of these facilities, and not really off the record, but we've been working with, for example, the sheriff's station. We're working to sort of integrate them into the grant and see how we can make them a pilot location and see if some of these distributed energy resources will work. And then, we want to roll it out citywide. Fire department.
I'm not just thinking of the energy. I'm thinking of the predictive capacity of the Watson thing. I mean, if we can predict a burglary, we can predict all kinds of things. That if the county agencies are actively working with us, our residents are safer. If they're not working with us, then our residents are getting injured. And I think everybody knows what the reaction will be to that if that occurs. Because of the failure of the county agencies to be getting actively involved with what we're doing now. I don't want to have to sell it to them. I want them part of the process. What you guys are doing is revolutionary. I mean, I can't tell you. I'm in awe that I get to be mayor of this city based upon what you guys are doing. I mean, it's all well and good for me to sit at home and dream stuff up and say, hey, Jason, have you read this? Have you done this? And then for you guys to create something that the world has never seen is just, we should be, this is really cool.
This is nice. This is
Now he's going to do a Debbie Downer thing, and I'm not going to let you. You can ask your Debbie Downer questions tomorrow. Right now, we just get to feel it. Okay?
I was going to say it was his idea, but I would.
Oh, shoot!
He's right.
And Shannon's going to close out for our...
Our team is very fortunate to be able to work on some incredible projects, but we're even more fortunate to be part of the broader team at the City of Lancaster. And each and every department here has helped contribute to these projects. We have Toy Shop driving fiber development. We have development services that's crucial to everything we do in terms of development. And earlier tonight, you approved the funding agreement with Metro for the $5.2 million that'll drive Medical Main Street. And so I just want to take this opportunity to thank all of them as well for their roles. And to close it out, I hope you've noticed a common thread through the theme tonight, and that was entrepreneurialism. So all of our efforts we regard as entrepreneurial. We are looking to, at your direction, Mayor Paris, looking to incorporate opportunities for the city to become more financially resilient through whether it's a partnership with a private business wherein we gain some revenue, whether it's an opportunity for us to own something, or whether it's an opportunity to create something new like Lancaster Choice Energy in the telecommunications space where we have a new revenue stream. So we are looking at that approach with everything we do. And with that, we'll open for any additional questions.
We were having breakfast today, Marvin, me, and Jason. And, I mean, we're anticipating what's coming in regards to we're going to have choices we've never had before. And it occurs to me that we don't know what we could do. And we need to really start exploring that now. We need people involved in this process from the community. What is it that we can do to actually improve people's well-being and their opportunities to thrive? You know, with this predictive capability, we have intervention abilities now before a problem develops. If the schools get involved, you know, and I understand that there's all kinds of laws that prevent us from being progressive and innovative and creative, but that's your job, Allison, to get around them.
I'm well aware of my directive and mission.
Seriously, there's laws against compensating staff for doing something the world has never seen before. I know that's not your fault, but I mean, we really are having to push against such an archaic system that nonetheless will push as hard as it pushes against us. And Troy, how's my Fab Lab going? Or your Fab Lab? Our Fab Lab.
Our Fab Lab. It's coming along greatly. Thank you very much. At the last council meeting, the council approved a substantial amount of money for us that is very specific to the Fab Lab and the entire community center for technology enhancements. So we are on pace.
When are we rolling it out?
We are on pace to open in September. Construction should be begin.
At my
here
age, I could be dead in September.
You won't be dead in September. Deputy Mayor and I are actually meeting with the local businesses this Thursday in the surrounding area to talk about other things. Since we're making a substantial investment, we want to make sure that everyone comes on board, and we're also able to address some of the other issues in the area to make sure it's effective, beneficial, and successful. So I think it goes right in par with what we're talking about tonight. I guarantee you, like everything you've seen tonight, creative, innovative, so will this community center be. So,
good.
You're welcome.
And we have to name it, don't we?
The RX Paris.
No. That's only cool the first time. After that. But let's start thinking about what we're going to name it. All right? Good. Wonderful. Thank you. You guys are incredible. I mean, really, really incredible. What else we got? Oh, let me go back to the agenda. I'm just in awe of it. Aren't you?
Absolutely.
Good. Council reports. I mean, how can we report now? I mean, you know, you got to follow that act, really?
AVTA, our buses were full today going to Edwards Air Force Base.
Really?
So, yeah, they were. There was the veterans used it to have a coffee out at the base. The base hosted them. They were full. So it was good to see that everybody is learning that we're going to the base. So it's a new addition. It's a new way for us to go at AVTA. Everything's going good.
Macy, you've been there, what, 6 months, and you're already filled the buses.
He's doing well. And he also did the buses to Mojave, which is going good. So you gave us that direction less than 6 months ago. And so we did it at the first of the year.
You ought to understand how this works. You know, because I'm the mayor, I got to go to these different things. So I go to something, and somebody gives, says, why don't we do this? And I pick up the phone. I go, Jason, why don't we do this? In this case, I picked up the phone to Marvin. Marvin, why don't we do this? And then it gets done, and I get to take credit. I mean, I really worked on that. Isn't that what happened?
It's a teamwork. And I think that's what's good about, and I think that's what the ladies gave us an example of. It's a teamwork from an entire staff. So our staff is great to work for. I've noticed the staff of other cities. You guys are just great. You make us proud that your knowledge and the abilities of what you guys do is just. I for one appreciate it. So,
and it doesn't escape my notice how women-driven this all has been, and it shouldn't escape the world's notice when we publicize this, right? I mean, I think there's something there that we shouldn't shy away from, and we should look at. Are we finding somebody to write all this up yet? I mean, there's a book here.
Yeah, it's on my list. We haven't found anybody yet, but we're working towards that.
Well, why are you sleeping? Okay, good. That's great. Anybody else? Okay, good. Now, on another note, remember we talked about, I think we talked about this bicycle gang of homeless people that in the morning are scaring people at work? Remember that?
Yes, over.
Yeah, yes. We don't need to say it. So this morning, I'm watching these guys. They're clearly organized. They clearly have criminal intent, and they ride two bicycles, meaning the one they're on and the one they stole. Right? Well, how is it possible that we're letting this? It's clear what these guys are doing. I would like them to disappear.
I can tell you that's actually been a topic of discussion recently. Jocelyn has prepared a letter that's going to go out to all the recycling centers. The bikes are typically stolen because all the parts except for the frame are recyclable because the frame has a serial number on it. So that's been a focus recently. Those letters will be going out for them not to accept that property, and then we'll address it more appropriately.
I mean, you got this group of marauders. It's clear what they are.
Right.
And I mean, I was tempted to get out of my car and confront them, and then I realized, I'm not young anymore. But
Gerald's laughing again.
Wise choice. Wise biblical choice.
But that being said, we can't tolerate that.
I got it, sir.
Captain, we cannot tolerate that. They are a roving band, and I just don't want to see it. All right? And I don't think you guys want to see it either, do you?
Absolutely.
Good. Now, we could go hire some mercs, but hopefully we don't have to do that. Thanks. All right. No action on all of those things on the agenda. And City Manager, do you have any announcements?
Yes, two quick ones. Appreciate the comments for staff, and we also take pride in what we're doing and are excited about it. But it's also, we don't lose sight of the little things we have to do. We know still that people care about potholes, care about services, things of that nature. So we are, as we mentioned before, prior to the rains, got out there and filled a bunch of potholes. Now after the rains, it's very important to us, so we're going to be doing a marketing campaign to not only let people know that we're out filling potholes, and we have crews dedicated to that over the next few weeks, but also throwing out a little video to kind of talk about what we're doing and how to get involved. So with that, I'll do the video.
Filling potholes second time this year. It's 5 two-man crews, split the city up into 4 quadrants and filling potholes throughout the entire city. As you drive by and you see a pothole, please report it. You can go through the website or you can call us at the city, but inform Lancaster. Go on there and report anything you may see, whether it be graffiti or potholes or whatever it may be.
So we encourage residents to let us know where those potholes are at. The Inform app has a GPS locator. We can identify where it's at and get it done and get it filled. We obviously don't have the opportunity to see every pothole that exists, so all the eyes on the street are very valuable to us to make sure we keep our road system operating well. And lastly, next week we're going to have a press release regarding the 300th bus coming out of BYD. So that's going to be April 3rd. That's an exciting milestone. From zero to where we're at today is a huge milestone, and that's 300 buses coming out of BYD. So we'll be telling that story next week. And then also, I don't know if Marvin, you want to talk about AVTA's milestone that may be coming up.
I think along with that, we're going to do the milestone of 1 million miles traveled by electric buses. That AVTA has done over 1 million miles. So we will have completed that by the April 3rd date. So
that's 1 million
bus miles.
For buses or for the
Buses.
electric buses?
Electric buses.
Yeah, right. That is really cool. Right? Good.
With that, that's it.
Wonderful. Fran, you're up.
Good evening again. Well, first of all, I want
Daryl, where'd you go? We're going to have dinner. Daryl, don't be running off. I want to have dinner. Sorry, Fran. He's so rude. He just gets up and walks out.
He's trying.
First of all, I want to wish our Vice Mayor, Mr. Chris, a belated happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm sorry I missed it, but I remembered, and I told him this morning, and I want to wish you a happy birthday. So I think we should sing happy birthday to him, don't you think?
No.
Happy birthday to you.
No.
Happy
No.
birthday.
We're not starting that. No.
Okay.
No.
But another
You
thing.
do it once, we're going to have to do it every time. No.
Okay. Okay, another thing I want to bring up with the conversation that was just held about the battery situation, and I got some clarification. I think it's a good idea. At first I thought it was going to diminish our solar panels, but I understand that it's a storage unit that will give us energy when the solar panels are not absorbing the sunshine, the heat from the sun. So this will add more solar power to our houses, whoever has solar panels, and it should bring down the cost of our solar panels. And I thank you very much. And God bless America, and God bless you.
Thank you. George Beatty. Beatty. Yeah.
Mayor Paris, Vice Mayor Chris, council members, I congratulate everybody here. It's just awesome what we're doing in this city. But at the address I said on my card, I'm looking for help. The lady is still out on some kind of a mental breakdown due to a dispatch. She's the LA County Fire Dispatcher, and she did not respond to a call 2.5 years ago somewhat, and 2 children lost their lives. And she's really shook up about it. I have no way of getting in touch with her. What I would like to do is the city been so generous with all this money get a dumpster for me over in front of her house at 2132. I'll volunteer. I'll do all the trim and the trash and all the work that's there now. Due to the rains and stuff, grass is half a foot to a foot high. I'd like to just cut it, clean up the front, and also do the trash bags that's in back of the house that somebody had already filled. But I'm a retired senior citizen, and I do not have the funds to be paying for this dumpster. I like to have the city do it, or maybe one of you well-to-do gentlemen that have businesses that could but this is what I'm asking for.
Have somebody look into this. All right. And if there's something we need to do, we will. Okay. Thank you.
Okay.
Good. Good. Betty McLaren? Good evening.
Good evening. I'm here to discuss the order that the city gave to Waste Management to no longer pick up trash in alleys. Obviously, I live in an alley. I'm 93 years old.
No. Your house is on an alley.
Pardon?
Your house is on an alley.
Yes.
Okay.
That's true. Okay. So is the garage.
Okay.
And I'm 93 years old. I have congestive heart failure, and I live alone, and there's no way I live in a lot that's 150 feet long. My garage is entered through the alley, so I don't have a driveway in front to drag my 3 barrels loaded to the front, to the street. And I'm asking, you don't know anything about it?
Hold on. No, I go to Marvin if I want something fixed.
Oh, well, this was his fix. But I just want to tell you the hardship it is on elderly people, and naturally I'm older. And it is impossible for me to drag those 3 barrels clear to the street.
Betty, we're going to figure this out for you.
Mayor, the trucks now are GPS enabled. They're quite different than they used to be, so I can't see why we couldn't make a phone call to Waste Management. And those guys have the coordinates now. When they pick up at a residence, they know how long they're there, what they're picking up, how many barrels it should be there. So I can't figure out why we can't try to manipulate that and get it to take care of her.
Betty, we're going to fix this.
I think the purpose...
And if we don't fix it, I want you to come back and tell me. All right?
Yes, and the whole problem is not just the trash from the rubbish. It's people, irresponsible people dumping in our alley. But Our Lady has the 99% success machine, so that problem's solved, isn't it?
Where have you been?
I will hear from you then. I will hear from you on this.
They're going to fix it one way or the other. If they have to give you concierge service, to pull in and out your barrels, that's what they'll do. Yeah. But it concerns me that we have people that are disabled and not able to deal with this. So we'll fix it. We're going to fix it, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for coming. Now, if Marvin would have called you back, you wouldn't have had to come all the way here. But
Gosh, Marvin.
Let's see. This one. This is a tough choice. V. Frizz. I didn't think it's a tough choice. No. She can talk about ABTA.
Well, the city's feeling so good, I wanted to compliment the city some more for my experiences as a senior. I wanted to thank you for the bus bench over at the senior center, but it only took a year. You can have a baby in a year. So we've been standing out there a year. But now we have it.
I thought we got the bus. Why are you thinking Fran?
3 benches. So we're all pleased with that. And then I'd like to thank you for these murals in the city. I walk around and I turn the corner, and it really wakes me up, and I say, what a wonderful thought, this modern art. I'm really visual, and I don't need glasses. I'm vegetarian, by the way, and no arthritis. I'm 78 years old, so I'm younger than the other lady. So let's see what else. And the attitude in the city. I've been here since 1940. My folks brought me here. We lived in a garage house with an outhouse, if you know what that is. We lived in Palmdale at 10th and Q. So I've seen some changes. So I'm glad to be alive. And I wanted to thank you for the attitude that's going on in this city. This past month, I'm asthmatic, so I don't like those blowing machines, but that's another issue. So I'd like to thank the streetlight department. I had an electric Edison cable go down on my front of my house on the sidewalk. So I just woke up and there was a fire department. So they have it all fixed, and they've really been working with me. And then I'd like to thank the Sheriff's Department. They're pretty protective. I went to a rally on Saturday, ACLU, and
I thought that was a Trump hat.
we got, no, oh no. I went to the Saturday rally, I'm not saying, but I wanted to thank the sheriffs for trying to get me a cab at 11 o'clock at night, Saturday. So I'm survived, so thanks to them. But I'm really enjoying a caring atmosphere. Just these past 6 months I've seen it, because I really had some attitude things, I think, from the city in the past, off and on. But now I'm really convinced you're really caring about all of us, even the seniors. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much.
Okay.
That was
I try
very
to-
nice.
I call in all the time. I'm a complainer. So I'm a little old busy lady. But it's the happiest time of my life. I'm in a 1927 house, and it looks cluttered, but it's things I love. I try to cheer up the neighborhood. I have art objects in the yard, so please don't complain. I have 3 dogs and 4 cats, and we all play. They've never been hit. So I have a little corner at Beach and Oldfield. I'm going to call it Kindness Corner. The police are never there. I never complain about anything, and I enjoy all creatures and all people, no matter what they are. I speak to the homeless that walk in front of my house. I give them 15 seconds. I say, how are you today? And I look them in the face, and I say, have a good day. And you'd be surprised what a difference it makes. I help anyone that walks in front of my house. So, yeah, I'm finally feeling the community here. So, thank you very much.
Thank you, V.
Okay.
Have a good night.
Yeah, you too. You Lancaster.
So, do you want to see what a roller coaster life is? Michael Reeves.
Dun, dun, dun.
Good evening again. At the last council meeting, there was a discussion with a representative of the gas company about the safety of natural gas. With all of the talk and the promotion of solar energy and alternate energy sources, it may behoove us to discuss how safe is a preponderance of solar energy generated in the form of electricity. How safe is electricity? The fire that destroyed the city of Paradise was allegedly to have begun because of a faulty transformer. Emissions from our microwaves and cell phones generate radiation. Is it at acceptable levels? Presently, there are attempts to ban fossil fuel machines and replace them with electric or battery-powered ones. What are the emission levels of such machines? Are there EIRs that we should view before we make major decisions on completely relying on electricity or solar-powered devices? I propose a citizens review panel be established to review all of the city's past and present plans to utilize solar energy or other renewable sources. We, the citizens, need the assurance that we are headed in the right and safe direction. Thank you.
You kind of just sit around at home and dream this stuff up, don't you?
Well, not really, Mayor Paris.
All right. Marvin, put that together, would you?
No, Mr. Reeves came to the AVTA and asked us for the same thing. The electric buses are putting out too much pollution for him.
What can I say? We'll stop. All right. We done? Is that it? Do we have a secret session at the end of the night?
We do not have a closed session this evening, or a secret session, to be clear.
Well, I thought you said it was secret. We weren't allowed to talk about it. That's a secret.
And we don't have one tonight.
All right. But that's what it is, right?
Yeah.
So why do we call them closed sessions when they're secret sessions?
Because the Brown Act calls them closed sessions.
Oh, okay. But we're not having a secret session tonight. Anything else? We all good? I enjoyed it. I hope everybody else enjoyed it. I, once again, want to thank staff for being so incredible. You are what every city should be. Thank you. And I would tell Carol that I'm coming home, but she's not home. She went on vacation. And I was supposed to go with her, but I got sick, and then I got better the next day. You know how suspect that looks? I mean, it really looks suspect, doesn't it? And I felt really bad about it. But then I realized it was divine intervention, Daryl, because if I had gone on vacation with her, I wouldn't have heard all the stuff city staff's doing. And that was one of my biggest moments since I've been mayor, if not the biggest moment. So, divine intervention, right? So when she gets back, Daryl, I want you to explain to her that this was not my doing, this was God's doing. Would you do that? Thank you. Good night, folks. I will see you next Tuesday. I will see you on Tuesday, April 23rd, 2019 at 5 p.m. How come so long without meetings?
As you recall, we canceled the meeting because of the election time, and to do it on a regular basis, we do it every April in preparation for the election.
Even though there's no election?
Correct.
Correct.
I think we actually did it because of the Easter break, too.
What, are you guys going to Cabo? Isn't that what?
Returning your wife.
All right. I'll see you all later on the 23rd at 5 p.m. Thank you. Good night.